Glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. Well, for the millions of people who deal with diabetes daily, there's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to staying healthy. Well, Danny Sturgis sat down with Dr. Daniel Coley to discuss how to ensure we are maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Dr. Coley, so great to be here with you in person.
Hi, Danny. It's so nice to see you.
Yes, you
and we're wearing our Broncos colors.
I know. Go Broncos, always.
Yes.
So I want to talk to you today about diabetes. So are there any updates that we should be aware of when it comes to screening for diabetes or even pre-diabetes?
Yes. So the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, which is the organization that really issues the preventive guidelines, has actually expanded screening for diabetes and pre-diabetes to any adult who is overweight or obese over the age of 35. And they recommend you don't just screen, you actually do something. So screen them and refer them to diabetes prevention programs. And you know, the statistics are alarming, Danny. 1 out of 4 adults over the age of 20 is normal weight, meaning 3 out of 4 adults are overweight. So if you think about the number of people that this potentially could apply to, it certainly can. And I like to tell people, you don't go off just by weight, you go off with your body mass index. So if your weight over your height, which is the BMI is calculated, is over 25, you're considered overweight.
Okay, wow. So this is actually good news because it means that more people will hopefully go get screened, get checked, and prevent, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we're hoping for, because diabetes is one of those illnesses that can really sneak up on you.
Right.
It can cause damage for many, many years. And pre-diabetes, which we really hadn't appreciated the importance of until recently, it basically means your body is being stressed. So your pancreas are working overtime to try to make insulin to keep up with how much sugar you're putting in.
Yeah.
And eventually they burn out and you progress to diabetes. But when you're in pre-diabetes, you can turn that around very, very quickly.
Let's talk about, you know, so many of us, and we are all guilty of this, during COVID-19 and during the pandemic, and especially while we were all quarantining, we may have maybe forgotten to do a few things, right? Whether it's just going for a walk on a daily basis, eating right, going to our doctor. How does this all play a role when it comes to diabetes and pre-diabetes?
So I think the first thing to think about is to really reverse the damage that we've done, which is to think about how to lose weight and get back into an exercise program. Now there's an interesting formula for weight loss. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need 2 out of 3 of the following things.
Okay.
So it's what you eat. Okay. So you can either restrict the carbs, restrict the fat, do a plant-based diet, when you eat. So it's time-restricted eating. So you limit the time, kind of like intermittent fasting, and how much you eat. So that's caloric restriction. And if you do 2 out of 3 of those, you can actually lose weight quite effectively, which is a really, really effective treatment for diabetes and for pre-diabetes. The other thing, of course, we want to think about is as we're getting more active, our diabetes medications may need to be adjusted. Sure. We have to make sure we don't get dehydrated because that can affect our sugar control as well. We want to try to avoid a lot of those sugary drinks and beverages that we sometimes reach for when it's hot outside.
Sure.
So.
Oh my gosh, it's so easy. So you don't have to do all 3 of those things. You only have to do 2, which makes it so much easier.
That's right.
That's fantastic. Well, are there ways that we can help our loved ones stay on track? Because I think this is one that oftentimes gets difficult. Maybe it's not something that you necessarily deal with, but someone else does. So should we maybe be restricting our diet to help someone else? How do we help?
I think modeling behavior is really good, but I always like to say use both the carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
When you're disciplining a toddler, you want to motivate them, but you also want to discipline them a little bit. And that's really what we should do with our loved ones. We should motivate them. Sure. We should tell them all the health benefits of losing weight, maybe work with them, make an exercise plan where we go with them together. But if they're not doing that, we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable, we check in with them frequently, and we make sure that they are sticking to that plan.
Dr. Coley, thank you so much for helping us to make sure that our loved ones and ourselves are all healthy, good to go for the future. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Danny.
9Health fairs are back this year. They run from September 29th through November. Check your nearest location and pre-register for your health screening by visiting 9healthfair365.org. It's so important that you pre-register this year for your safety and, of course, convenience.